Dude, I have not shaved my legs in like years. I
I
guess this is
shaved half
intro
of
for
my
the
leg.
second part. Hi, welcome to Girl What You Think Part 2. We're in the same outfits because we continue talking about wanting what you can't have. This is kind of a topic that's been all over the place, which is okay. But I had something else that I wanted to bring up, something that recently happened in my like personal life situation. Not to me, but the idea of like wanting what you can't have. So put yourself in this scenario. Imagine you are in a relationship with somebody and one of those people sees another relationship and sees them on a good night and they're flourishing and they love each other, and that person compares their relationship to another relationship. And I think when you are talking about wanting what you can't have, the idea of like comparing, even with anything, is like the main verb that constitutes it. You're comparing your situation to another situation, which is, I think, in relationships, probably one of the biggest faults. And a lot of reasons why relationships fail is because of this idea of comparing yourself.
Yeah.
I like older men. I've never dated somebody my own age. They're always older than me. And recently, in my older years, I've like dated guys who were many, many years older than me. So I think I compare myself to other relationships, and people will compare me to like what's normal and what's right. And when you're looking at other people, other couples, like it's very natural for humans to compare themselves. I mean, do you look at other people and think like comparing yourself is so natural, but it's impossible to be someone else, so why do we do it?
And I think also in the relationship aspect, like the grass is always greener, or you think the grass is always greener on the other side,
and you don't see all
but like
the fights.
you don't know. So but it's hard, again, like it's hard, like just because you say that, like because there could be things that it's like, oh, like I wish my boyfriend did that, or like why doesn't he pay that much attention to
me? And
at
times it makes your relationship easier. If you see a relationship doing bad,
then you're like, okay, I'm like, I got a good thing right here.
Yeah. But you could be like, you see another person doing something that you're doing. Let's say you're with an older man. You see another couple with an age gap. You're like, oh, I'm normal. It's okay. Like you compare yourself, and it makes you feel better sometimes.
Well, it out. And it also, I mean, like in the sense of relationships, like it can like spark things that like maybe you weren't sure you wanted, but like seeing that you're like, oh, I kind of want that, or like I would like that, you know?
Like what? What? Like, what do you mean?
Like,
be vulnerable.
Like, okay.
What did you think?
Like I hate when couples sit on the same side of the booth. Like I truly hate it.
Which I don't understand.
I think people that do that are the worst.
I think you need to try it.
Well, see, that's what I was gonna say. Like, if I like say like, because I wouldn't like be like, hey, let's sit on the same side of the booth. But like, if my boyfriend said that, and I tried it, because he was like, if he saw somebody else doing it and he was like, I want to do that with you, like I want to sit next to you, like that kind of thing, you know, like when I tried it, maybe I'd be like, oh, okay, this isn't that bad. I don't know, that was a dumb example, but that's what came to mind. I don't understand
why you don't like sitting in the same booth as somebody. I don't know why it's so terrible to you. You literally get nauseated when you think about it. It's not that serious.
I don't get nauseated, I just don't like it.
Especially you being such a high physical touch love language. Wow, I look really freaking ghosty over here. Pasty ghosty.
Yeah, it's because
like, okay, you can like sit and eat and look at each other and kiss each other and rub each other. Rub each other?
Yeah, what?
Booth. You're at Denny's. Imagine the romantic venue of Denny's Diner.
You pick the weirdest spots to be like, that's
Romantic.
what I want. You're like,
know.
Yard House?
Yard House. Denny's.
I do love Yard House, though.
I know.
Denny's 246 slaps.
You know what? I was watching this one video of these people who were like, oh, you know what's the pinnacle of luxury is P.F. Chang's. And they were joking about how, like, they grew up poor. And they're like, now I'm rich. I can go to P.F. Chang's. And they started laughing because they were
I do love P.F. Chang's, too.
And then my mom the other day, she was like, oh, we need to go to a nice restaurant one night. We should go to, like, a P.F. Chang's.
And you were like...
And I was like, that explains.
You're like, no, we're going to go to Yard House?
I know. No one likes to go to Yard House except people my own age. Because
it's so dark in there.
Hour, great appetizers.
Yeah, but it's dark and it's loud, and so old people are like, I can't hear and I can't see.
Huh? You're going to sit us here by the bar? How am I going to see my stories and eat my clam chowder?
Don't knock clam chowder. That is my favorite soup.
Dude, clam chowder is good. I didn't knock clam chowder. I was
okay.
Elderly folk.
That's fine. I don't like old people.
Where do old people eat? Denny's.
Applebee's.
Ugh. I got taken to a date one time that was totally awful, and it was at Applebee's. I've never had one.
Did you guys sit on the same side of the booth?
We did. That was the one time I did do that. He was really
good.
And
you enjoyed that?
The only reason I enjoyed that date a little bit is because he was that good looking. He was probably one of the most good looking guys I ever went out with. Okay, lights. But he was gross. Anyway, but we sat on the same booth at Applebee's. Applebee's is the most disgusting food I've ever eaten.
Applebee's is so sticky too. Like all their stuff is sticky. Like their tables, their booths, their chairs are all sticky.
I've never had a good time at Applebee's. Even before. One time me and my friend were like,
if you're gonna go to Applebee's versus Chili's, like Chili's is far superior.
Yeah, right? And you can get
like, let's go to Applebee's. Ew.
Yeah, let me throw up for the
Sorry for the people out there that like Applebee's.
No, not sorry for the people who like Applebee's, because you have no taste. Do you hear my ceiling roaring?
Yeah.
I'm underneath.
Is it the pipes?
My mom's bathroom.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll get waking up at like 3 a.m. with like the pipes creaking. I feel like I'm a tortured British soul. My mom left me in the basement. All I hear are the creaky pipes from the water of their shit oozing down.
Girl, just don't sit on the same side of the booth.
I think it's very romantic. Not in an Applebee's setting. But what if you're like fully dressed and you go to like a medium nice place? Not a Yard House, a little bit higher.
Like what? But
a little more like a nice restaurant in like where's the place that's right before LA? Pasadena?
Glendale?
No, Pasadena is what I'm thinking of. You go to a nice like small place in Pasadena. It's cute. And you have a nice night out. You have a nice jacket on. It's cold out. There's like lights outside, and you're walking around, and you just sitting in the same
nice little like Italian restaurant.
Yeah, or you have like some nice food, and then you go out. You sit on like a bench and eat ice cream afterwards. Like
Bert McCorkle's.
Bert McCorkle's like what? Like you sit like. It's not about the food. It's about the intimacy of sitting in the same booth. It's not about like, oh my god, like he's gonna see me eat. Like, what's weird about it to you? Do you not like your side profile?
It's awkward to have I just think it's uncomfortable to have a conversation like this. Like, I don't want you to be that close to me when we're trying to talk, unless like
you're in the car.
Well, yeah, I guess, but like. Even in the car, like, I'm not sitting like this looking at you. Like, I'll probably talk, but I'm sitting this way, Even if I'm the passenger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, like, looking at you. So I think it's weird, like, if this person's sitting next to me and we're like, so how was your day? And I'm just looking forward, like, like, I'd rather just face them.
We could be like this.
And, like, but there's not enough room for that. I like to...
See, I have a weak jawline, and I have acne on my jawline. So I feel like this side profile, like, you got to really have a crush on me. because I'm letting you have it. I'm
But like,
eating, and I look over you. I'm like, yeah.
see, I don't like that too, because like I don't like elbow root.
Oh
Like,
yeah, they're
like
gonna
I don't
see
like
how about it you are.
but like I don't. I just don't like it. I don't like it. And
Wanna see my
like,
pants?
sure, okay.
They have pockets. I've
Fancy.
never done a full body turn on this show. Yep.
Well,
There you
here
go.
we go. It's weird because you're right. I am a very like physical touch person, but in certain situations, like sleeping
Being
and
in a booth
eating.
is like,
No, I know. Sleeping and eating, I don't want you near me. Like
sleeping is one of the
if
hardest
there's three
things.
people, like if I go out with two other people, I want to sit by myself. Like I'll be the one that's on the other side of the booth, and those two people
Okay,
sit.
here's a topic that's completely out of nowhere. A fear that I have more than, someone seeing my side profile and my crooked eyes on a date is double dates. Like you go out with another couple, that's like a compare yourself nightmare. What do? You just fucking like battle of the dates?
No,
Because
because
you
you're
know
doing the
that
same
there's like
thing.
money. There's just like a dynamic there that I've never done, and I would be so unprepared for.
So you wouldn't want to go on a double date with me if I had a boyfriend, and if you had a boyfriend,
with my boyfriends? That's I don't know. My boyfriend's gonna be
then maybe
going.
you need better boyfriends.
I know. I don't need better boyfriends.
I need a.
Yeah, let's get a boyfriend before we go. And knocking each other's double dates.
I've never thought to be scared of that.
Well, think of it. Like me and you were on a double date. Isn't that kind of awkward?
No.
No.
Maybe not if it's like super early in your relationship, but like once you've been in a relationship for a while.
But they're gonna see you and a person.
It's not like I'm gonna go on a double date with like
randoms.
Well, yeah, like I'm trying to think of somebody I'm not like super close with.
Well, okay, let's imagine it's me and you, and then you like, would you expect for the couples to have done like more casual hangouts before they go on a double date? Like we know of each other, we're friends, like we're just gonna go out to eat together.
Right, like like a double date is not gonna be the first time you meet my boyfriend.
That's what I was trying to like kind of thinking of. It's like that's the first time as couples we're in the same areas together.
No, well that's weird to me. I think you like if you guys hang out like in like at
Well, that's kind of like friends hanging out.
parties and stuff. Exactly. That's what I think of it as. It's only a date because you're in a relationship.
There's
If
just a
four
whole
friends,
other world.
then it'd just be 4 friends.
There's a whole other world of couples
and like, that we know nothing
about. Like there's certain things that I couldn't even imagine that you have to do. You go through. You have to like holidays are a thing. I'm always by myself.
You have to tell people where you're going?
Yeah, you have to be like, hey, do you want to go with me to get this food? Or
I have to pick up spinach at Target. You want to come?
I'd want them to come though. And if they didn't come, I'd be upset. I'm so dramatic. I'll be like, why don't you want to come with me to get spinach?
It's because you're a Pisces.
Yeah. What the fake are you trying to say right now? Hey, let's go on a double date. I think
hey, fine, I'll never ask you to do that.
I'm so used to being like
I'll go with Allison.
Well, wanting what you can't have. I just like I'm so used to being like I can't really like.
What do you think you're gonna do?
Well,
not like you're gonna be having sex in the booth or something. Like, is that what you mean? Secretive?
No.
Like,
oh my god, I would never do that. Hannah.
What do you mean secretive then? Secretive about what? What you guys talk about?
I just don't like the feeling, and I think this stems from like me being so like not a person who brings a boy home.
Like I'm scared
of people I feel like it's my business, like it's a private affair. But it's like, you know, they're gonna be a part of the family eventually, so it's like I'm scared of introducing them and then being judged, or or people like, because people judge couples and seeing how they work together, and then they talk about them and like, well, I don't think they're good together. I think this and I think that, and I just don't want that to be like my name and my relationship in anyone's mouth.
But it will be regardless. Unless you literally just stay in your apartment and don't ever leave with that
And
person.
then that's not healthy. That's not who I am either. Like, I tell my friends everything. And I want my friends... Like, my friend, she's been in a relationship for, like, 2 years or a year. And I've never met her boyfriend, which is weird.
That's weird.
It's weird. It's like, is there a secret behind that? But it does...
Imagine she's not in a relationship.
She is. But imagine, like, you just lie. No, yeah, we're together. He's
overseas.
Yeah, he's in Nevada right now. It's just the whole thing. I don't know. Do you want to go to Nevada to go see him? I thought so.
No.
My girlfriend.
There was something I was just gonna say. Oh, about like the family members judging.
Ugh, that's the worst. Because we all do it. I've hella judged couples.
Not of my family members. Actually,
you ever heard like this guy?
My cousin's girlfriend before his now wife, she was the worst. I did not like her. She's so annoying. She was like Chanel from
Ridiculousness.
Yeah. That's how she was like. And she was so like, she looked like her too, kind of, but like uglier.
I don't know.
She was just not. She wasn't like, I don't know. Like our family always used to like go spend the holidays like in Idlewild, which is like a mountain town, small mountain town. And like she would come and she'd just like sit there and be so boring. I'm like, hey,
see, because she's used to just being with him, and when you're put on the spot, it's like you have to be.
But our family, like, we're not like.
But there's just so much.
There's not
pressure.
that many of us, and it's like we're not like. It's not like we're these like. Oh, I only drink the Clicquot champagne. Like, it's not like we're like that. We're like, let's fire up the grill, put some hot dogs, bruh. Like, that's not how we talk. But like, we're not like. We're not like. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Like, oh, Philip brought a new woman over to showcase everyone.
Right.
Let's see if she's going to be up for the Mitchell.
Most of the time, we're not even paying attention to what other people are doing. We're paying attention to what we're doing. Like ourselves.
Yeah. Well, I am very much afraid of being judged in that sense. I asked to go on a date to the movies once. My mom was like, go on a date for what? And I never asked again. I was like, Mom, I was like 15. I was like, Mom, can I go to the movies with a boy? And she was like, movies for what? With who? A date? Why? And I was like, never mind. I don't need to go.
Should have asked Scotty to take you.
I never. Well, because I wanted to like see what my my mom was gonna say. I was testing the waters. I was like, can I go on?
You know what's funny? This is like such a side note, but like, you know how like, or maybe, I don't know if you ever had this, but like have you ever had
a dream
about Big Bird? No.
Girl, you have.
That sounds so weird. It was a Big Bird costume, not the actual Big Bird.
Okay, good. What are you gonna say?
Did you have friends like when you were younger be like probably in middle school, be like, yeah, my mom, like my parents said I can't date until I'm like 16 or like something like that.
Mm-hmm. I'm like
they put a stipulation.
I can date and I cannot get a date.
Right, like, well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, my parents, like,
never told me that.
Again, my mom, she never was like, you can't date anybody until you're a certain age. And in my head, I was like, it's because she knows nobody likes me.
You would think that?
Yeah.
Aww.
That's not what I guarantee that's not what she's thinking, because she's so like, do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
But
I guess I never thought of it that way.
because I would look at who would say that, and I'd be like, really those would be the people. Yeah, I was like, those would be the people to have those conversations. And like my friends, like, we're not ugly, like, but we weren't like Instagram influencers, right? And none of our friends were like, yeah, my parents told me I couldn't have a boyfriend until I was this age. But like all these like tall, skinny, blonde girlies were like, my parents said I can't date till I'm 16, but like I'm 14 and I want to date this like 27-year-old. Not really. I made that up. I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I've had some friends where it's like, ugh, I've been in some serious situations as a youngin' where, I had a crush on this one guy, and he wanted to date everyone in the world but me, which was horrible. But he was dating this one girl who was like the middle school floozy, right? She would date everyone. She had like the bad reputation, but she really was as innocent as any of us. But I became friends with this girl. She's a good friend of mine at the time. Kind of like when you're intrigued by the bad girl in school, you know? I kind of liked the bad influences. One time, her mom took me home, and her mom was like talking about sex and like gross grown-up stuff. I was like in 7th grade, and she was my same grade, and the mom was like, they were being so dirty with each other. And I was like, I wonder if people think these things of her because of how her home life is. I don't know. But she would like, all the guys wanted to date her and stuff. And then when I got in her car and like met her mom was like really like something I'd never seen before. Like I barely knew what sex was. Well, I guess I kind of knew. I don't know. It was just like,
I don't know.
I never had my parents tell me any of that type of stuff. It was just always like, no. It was scary. I don't know where that came from.
My mom always wanted to talk to me about it, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to you about it.
Really?
Yes.
My mom still is
She's
like, nope. We don't talk about that.
No, my mom's like, should we talk about it? Want to talk about it?
Yeah, your mom seems very like, let's just lay it all on the line. What are you doing?
Yeah.
She's like, when I was young. She's like, I've dated plenty.
She's kind of a hippie.
She is kind of a hippie. That's cool.
And like I guarantee, like, I mean, I would never do this. And she always is like, I don't know where you, like, I don't know how you came out such a prude. And I'm like, I'm not a prude. I just don't want to talk
about you.
Yeah, because I don't ever want to talk to her about that stuff. And she's always like, you want to talk about it? I'm like, no.
What is there to talk about?
I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna be like, so we were in this position and then this.
I know.
Like, what?
My mom coins herself as old school. She's like, I like old school values, PG. And then when she's feeling loose, she'll be like, make a joke about balls or something. She's so corny. Anyway, yeah, there was girls who were like, yeah, I can't date, or they were having real troubles with like dating guys really early on. Not a struggle I had. If anything, I didn't start this whole like boyfriend dating thing until I was out of high school. So
I still haven't started it.
Well, I had like one guy who was interested in me in high school, and that was the one I was gonna go to see a movie with. But he's insane now. Always has been. But he was like the only guy who's ever really interested in me. But like a lot of girls got that experience and that knowledge really early on. Like they dated a few guys, they understand heartbreak, like they can understand the game. But we're just starting. It's hard. Like there's a lot of girls with a lot of like upper footage in that department.
I do think though, like, I mean, I don't know if you feel the same way, but I'm usually the friend that like people come to get advice from.
Mm-hmm.
So like I feel like even though I haven't experienced like I'm not gonna say heartbreak because that's not true, but like I haven't experienced like the general relationship stuff.
Yeah.
I still know like I know about it and I know what I would do and what I wouldn't do because all these different people come and be like, well, my boyfriend did this or my girlfriend did this. And I'm like, I don't like that they did this and blah, 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 like all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, keeping mental notes. Like, okay, I don't want to be like that. Or like, yeah, like that's nice of them to do. And like, blah, you know,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to sell myself. I truly do. This is like, again, this is not about not having or not or wanting what you can't have. But
Yeah, it is. Well, it started out that way and then it just evolved.
I truly do think I'd be a super good girlfriend.
Now that I've had, it's like my mom got it for me for Christmas. I don't know.
Oh my god, I thought it was something else.
What is
I was
that?
like, because I only saw a little bit of it.
I think it's supposed to be like a pencil dinger thing.
Oh, so you don't think I'd be a good girlfriend because you kind of just like skipped over that?
Okay, no, because I'm very self-centered and I turn the spotlight back to me. What I was gonna say is like, well, I always thought that I would be a good girlfriend, and I think I could be too. But with this situation that I'm in right now, it's kind of hard for me to like fully test my girlfriend abilities.
I mean, you had a boyfriend before that, though.
Yeah, for like an official boyfriend. We were together for like a week.
Oh.
3 days.
What?
We weren't together like officially. Like we were talking and stuff, but he didn't ask me to be his girlfriend until like we'd known each other for like 2 weeks. We went to Mexico. We were like out at a club and over the loud music, he was like, "Do you want to be my girlfriend?" And I was like, "Huh?" He's like, "Do you want to be my girlfriend?" And I was like, "Okay." And it was my birthday. And so he was my boyfriend now. And I was like, "What does that mean?" Blah, blah, blah. And so like we had like dated for a few days after that and it was fine. I was kind of like, he's not really good for me. And then a few days later, he told me, he was like, because it was an awful party he took me to, but the night ended with him telling me, he was like, "Yeah, I'm not ready to be in a relationship."
At least he was honest. I feel like that's good that he said it that way.
Whatever was good. He certainly put me through the ringer though.
Just like not like I just have like stuff going on.
It wasn't
you're
even,
just not ready.
I know, yeah. He was like, "I'm not ready to get back out there." But he had like some serious baggage. It was like there was like death. And then he was like, there was just things.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't
so
like, and I kind of, I think I broke up with him first. We just like would going back and forth and we're like, why are we doing this? So I don't think I've really been in a relationship like that. Like I've tried it and he was like, he asked me to be his girlfriend. Like that was the first time someone asked me like the words, "Will you be my girlfriend?" But it wasn't like healthy. It didn't go long term. And I don't even think I really liked him that much. So I thought I loved him. I cried really hard when we ended things, but I think I was crying so hard and upset because he put me in a lot of dangerous situations. And I was like, is this what love is? I was just like, like, what's my worth? Like, am I not cute enough to get a guy who can respect me and love me? Or is this like it for me?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just been a journey from there. So I wouldn't coin myself as someone who's like really been in a relationship either or want a relationship. It's just hard.
I guess I've had one person say that to me once. But again, that does not count. Yep, that does not count.
Period.
I don't think it counts. Let us know in the comments if you think that counts.
Well, let us know in the comments what the hell is going on in this podcast. We are just letting it all hang loose. Yeah, I don't know, dude.
I still think I'd be a good girlfriend though.
I think you'd be a good girlfriend too. I'm not doubting that.
Thank you.
I think if you
That's all
find
I wanted
someone
to
who
hear.
has similar interests as you, and you were able to be loyal to them and offer them security and safety and affection, it'll work out. But that's really, really hard to do.
It's not really.
Well, it's not, but a lot of people can't handle it because they see something they can't have. They compare it to other people. They don't want to leave the safety that they may already be in.
And they don't truly, they're not fully in whatever they're in. If something easy like that can make them stray, then they're not fully in. They have one foot in, one
Johnny
foot
Depp
out.
once said, if you have to decide between two people, you should pick the person who came into your life second, because you would never leave the first person.
You're right. It wouldn't be a decision.
But Johnny Depp isn't the most credible person to take love advice from.
No, but I think that's, I mean, it's like.
But do you get what that means?
Yeah.
What it's saying?
Yeah, because.
If you're really about the first person, that second person wouldn't even be an option.
It doesn't even matter. Yeah. Right.
Well, there you go. Wanting what you can't have. We can have boyfriends. Do we really want one, though? I think it's harder to get. Can we get one? I think I could if I really wanted one. Like, it's a thing. I can just go to the store and pick one up.
We probably
sure
could, but like
deserve it.
We probably could find one, but like they're not going to be good enough.
What makes you say that?
I don't know. I just think like I meant like if we just go out and pick the first person that's like, oh yeah, I'll date you.
Yeah.
Then I feel like they might not necessarily be like top tier.
Person that you just naturally fly into. Which is kind of what I'm looking for. And online dating and stuff, it kind of takes that magic out of it for me. I mean, you could be like, wow, we both went online and logged in at the same time and all of our things matched, which is cute, and that's a way to live your life. But I don't think that's the way I want to live mine. I'd rather just be single. And so stay online if you want to see us talking about being okay with being alone. Our next episode, maybe. We're going to try to get a guest on here pretty soon. I feel like we're kind of... I mean, do you have anything else to say?
No.
Oh my god. Dude, I want to get out of quarantine so... Ow! It kind of hurt. Oh no. I want to get out of quarantine so bad. So bad. Remember? I remember how it was.
Not really.
For real. It's almost gonna be a year. 1 year anniversary.
What was I gonna say? Oh. I feel like my life wouldn't be really that different if it wasn't quarantine. Maybe I'd just be working a little bit more, but like, I don't think I'd be doing anything more.
I think you would. I think you'd be surprised.
Maybe a little bit.
There would be different opportunities. Well, we wouldn't be here. That's for sure. Like on our podcast. I don't think we would have, because I would have gone to Prague and I would never even thought to start a podcast.
You're right.
I only did the podcast because I was like, well, we're in quarantine, so I'm going to start a podcast. Hannah, do you want to be in a podcast with me? And you were like, yeah. I have a great name idea. And then Girl, What You Think was born. I said, buy a mic now. Okay.
One time I did this.
Don't do that.
My mom said, don't do that. It's so funny.
Guess what I saw today?
What?
Everything I looked at.
That's so funny.
Ooh,
And if you don't think it's funny, you're dumb.
dumb. Yeah. Welcome to Girl What You Think, where we bully people. You
I have one more
are-
thing to say.
Okay.
Read it in, give me the beat, boy.
Every must on it.
I'm really sad. Here's something I have to say. Wanting what you can't have. I want The Office back on Netflix. Because I don't want to have another whole subscription service just to watch The Office.
Peacock. I guess there's other things you can watch on Peacock too. But I think
there
main
is,
thing about Peacock is, why the fuck would you name your streaming service Peacock?
Because it's the NBC Peacock. That's their symbol.
Oh, it's NBC. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, they just want an excuse to throw cock up there, don't they?
No. You know, they're like,
yeah, their things is the
That's the
Peacock.
Peacock.
I just think it's weird.
I don't know why.
It's an interesting name. I should have just called it NBC Streaming Peacock. I just feel dirty every time I say, do you have Peacock? What? Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for watching Girl What You Think. If you made it this far, you are insane. We love ya. We're making moves, you know. A lot of people started out just grinding like this. I hate every time I turn, I have a greasy, thin strand that'll never be laid flat. It'll always be irritating, and it'll always make me not as pretty as I want to be. All right. Thank you for coming to Insecurity Hotline. Hannah, do you want to
do some ASMR with my lifesavers?
Oh my god. Do it. Why don't you step into my office? I see you got an F on your last paper. Let me show you how I play with this lifesaver in my mouth. We are lonely. Okay. Well, we will talk to you next week. Thank you for joining us on Girl What You Think. Always comment, always stay interacting with us. We will be interacting with you. Comment any topics if you'd like to be a guest. Any advice that you'd like us to answer. We are here and we are proud to be here for you. We'll see you next week.